Who joins the viewers at the end? A well-dressed young woman, standing on a TED Talk-style stage, facing an applauding crowd. The woman is confident, radiant, and calm. As the camera zooms in, she smiles and begins. Some stories don't begin with heroes. Some begin in the gutter, with nothing but pain, a child in your arms, and the world against you. But that's where I came from, and that's why I'm here today. Story begins. The rain fell like judgment that night, merciless and cold. Riya stumbled out of the rusted iron gate, clutching her infant daughter to her chest. Her cheek was bruised, blood seeping from a cut on her lip, but it was nothing compared to the storm raging inside her. She didn't cry. There were no tears left. Behind her, the door slammed. Her mother-in-law's voice echoed in the dark. You think you can live here for free? Go beg somewhere. That bastard child won't eat from my kitchen. Riya kept walking. The baby whimpered softly, wrapped in a torn shawl. She was just 6 months old, Anaya. Her only light in a world that had gone pitch black. They had nowhere to go. After her husband, Ankit, died in a car crash 3 months ago, the people who once smiled at Riya turned their backs. Her in-laws had never liked her, she was from a poorer family, and her quiet nature had made her an easy target. Without Ankit, there was no one to shield her from their cruelty. That night, soaked to the bone, Riya found shelter under a broken bus stop. Strangers walked past, indifferent. Some stared. One man tried to offer money with lewd intentions. She refused, cradling Anaya tighter. Hours passed. Days blurred. Hunger gnawed. Her pride, once a fortress, crumbled. She begged. She cleaned dishes at roadside stalls, sometimes for nothing more than a stale piece of roti. She stood in temple queues hoping someone would hand out prasad. But what hurt more than the hunger was the way people looked at her, like she was less than human. Like she deserved this. One morning, after a long, sleepless night, Riya sat on the sidewalk outside a fancy cafe. Her stomach churned with emptiness. Anaya was crying, feverish, her skin burning. Riya whispered prayers into the wind. Just then, a black BMW pulled up. A man in his late 40s stepped out, wearing an expensive gray suit. He looked like he belonged to another planet, calm, confident, successful. His name was Arvind Mehta, though Riya didn't know that yet. He glanced at her briefly and walked inside. Riya's eyes followed him, hollow and desperate. 15 minutes passed. Then the cafe door opened again. The man came out, but this time, he didn't look past her. He walked straight up to her and knelt. Is your baby sick? He asked gently. Riya nodded slowly, confused, scared. Arvind took off his tailored jacket and wrapped it around Anaya. Then he turned to his assistant, who had followed him out, stunned. Call the driver. We're taking her to City Hospital. Now. The turning point. Riya couldn't speak. In her life, kindness had always come with conditions. But here was a stranger, a rich man, treating her baby like she mattered. At the hospital, he paid the bills without a second thought. When the doctors said Anaya had a viral infection and would need to stay a few days, Arvind arranged everything. He left his number with Riya before leaving. Call me if you need anything. Anything. She didn't believe he meant it. But he did. Over the next few weeks, Arvind visited often. He brought food. Clothes. Books for Riya. Toys for Anaya. He never asked for anything in return. And slowly, painfully, Riya began to trust again. He learned her story in pieces. How she'd loved Ankit. How she gave up her dreams of being a teacher for marriage. How everything was taken from her the moment he died. Arvind never pitied her. Instead, he challenged her. What do you want to do now, he asked one evening as they sat in the hospital garden. Riya looked up, eyes red from crying. I used to teach. I loved it. But, no school will hire someone like me now. Arvind raised an eyebrow. You're wrong. They will, if you don't give up. New beginnings. When Anaya recovered, Arvind didn't let them go back to the streets. He helped Riya find a place at a women's shelter first, then helped her apply for a teacher training refresher program. He even got her an interview at a school he funded through his foundation. When the principal asked Riya why she hadn't worked in years, she didn't lie. She told the truth. Her voice didn't shake this time. She got the job. It wasn't easy, waking up at 5 a.m., juggling daycare, cooking, commuting. There were days Riya broke down. Days she wanted to disappear. But each time, Arvind would remind her. Your daughter is watching. She'll learn how to fight, not because life is cruel, but because her mother didn't surrender. Years passed. Riya rose through the ranks, first a teacher, then a coordinator, then assistant principal. She saved every rupee, studied at night, and even completed a distance education master's program. The school's children adored her. Parents respected her. Anaya grew up bright, confident, always calling her mother her hero. And as for Arvind, he became more than a mentor. He became family. Back to the stage. The young woman on stage, the same one who once sat on a cold sidewalk with nothing, smiles warmly at the applauding crowd. That man, who took off his jacket that day, saved not just my child, but me. And today, I run 3 schools across Mumbai that provide free education to children of single mothers and domestic abuse survivors. Because I know what it feels like to be forgotten. The crowd stands. Tears in eyes. Hope in hearts. She continues. If you're going through darkness, if you feel unloved, cast out, remember, your story doesn't end here. Sometimes, it just hasn't met the right chapter yet. And sometimes, a stranger can change everything. With nothing more than compassion. Fade out. Screen text. Inspired by true events. Every day, small acts of kindness can change someone's entire world. Be that change.